1967 borders is not where you wind up. It's where you start, and then both sides negotiate.
We promised Israel we would never call.
Mutually agreed swaps. So it's basically the 1949 borders, which is what it is. And when if the Palestinians give up land, the Israelis have to. But it's the Arabs that attacked Israel. It was an aggressive war. You punish aggressors.
Everybody's conceding that I was right. First of all, let's establish that. Right?
No, we don't agree.
We didn't say that it was the end point.
All right, listen, I don't have enough time. I don't.
Well, you said
this is not the issue.
All right, first of all, listen, Robert, either pick up your phone or we have to hang up. We can't have you on a speakerphone. Pick up your phone.
You said it was false.
Robert, pick up your phone.
Yes.
Pick up your phone.
I'm speaking on my phone.
Well, it sounds like you have a Sports Illustrated football phone. Speak into the...
No.
All right, so what's your point?
Okay, secondly, let's speak about U.S. policy towards Israel and Iran. That's the topic. It's important for everyone to understand that it's a consensus of the 16 U.S. intelligence agencies that Iran is not now trying to build a nuclear weapon. Desire for war or beating the war can't be the standard for saying, you don't support Israel unless you want to have a war. Even in Israel, even among Israeli officials, there is extreme skepticism of the claim that a war would be useful. That a war would have a lot of negative consequences, not only for the United States, but also for Israel. So it has to be the case that, we can examine this question and not just be...
All right, here's the question I have.
Wait.
Go ahead, David.
This presumes that there's a state of war there right now. Rockets being fired into Israel by the agents of Iran, Hezbollah, and Hamas. There is a war. And the issue is, and if U.S. I don't believe U.S. intelligence agencies say they're not planning to build a nuclear weapon, but if they did, they'd be a laughing stock. Why have they built these underground facilities? You think this is for medical isotopes? Why are they building intercontinental ballistic missiles? Why are they building missiles? Iran is in a state of war.
What about their stated goal, repeated goal of annihilating Israel and wiping it off the map?
If Obama really believed in a two-state solution, is willing to stand behind it, he'd be coming down heavily on the Palestinians, who, to a leader, that's both Hamas. Of course, Hamas wants to just exterminate the Jews and has said so in exactly those words. And Abbas has said he will never accept the Jewish state. So the Palestinians are the ones who are preventing any movement forward towards peace, assuming Mr. Naaman wants peace, and Mr. Obama. But Obama isn't saying anything to the Palestinians. It's always to the Israelis. There is a concerted effort to exterminate the Jews of the Middle East, conducted by the powers in the Muslim world. And any analysis of what's going on in the Middle East has to begin with that fact. There is a war party, and then there's the Israelis who obviously want peace. There are not two sides that want peace in this situation.
Any reaction?
Well, I would say, there's an old saying, you're entitled to your opinion, but your own opinion, but you're not entitled to your own facts. It is a fact that the 16 U.S. intelligence agencies have judged that Iran is not now trying to develop a nuclear weapon. It's the same thing.
That's not what the IAEA said in the last 10 days.
Well, first of all, what I said is true. It's a true fact. And we ought to
excuse me, the International Atomic Energy, they said just the opposite, that in fact they believe that Iran is moving forward with its nuclear program. And by the way, as evidenced by the fact that they have built these underground facilities deep underground, I don't think they're doing it to advance the human condition. And on top of that, their repeated, stated goal to annihilate and wipe Israel off the map.
And America.
Okay, so first of all, it's not their repeated, stated goal. But first of all...
Oh, excuse me. That is, Ahmadinejad has repeated that on many occasions. You're wrong again.
No, okay, let's take these one at a time. First of all, why are they building facilities underground? Because the United States and Israel, particularly Israel, has threatened, which, by the way, would be a violation of the United Nations Charter. Recall that it's something that one ought to know. Maybe you don't think that the United States and Israel should be held accountable to the United Nations Charter, but it's a fact about the world that people in other countries at least care about, and some people in the United States care about. So one ought to at least notice it.
So they have we're running out of time. They have a repeated goal to annihilate Israel, and I believe David is right.
Right, and it's a complete contradiction. When he said U.S. intelligence agencies say that they're not building nuclear weapons, but the reason that they're building the underground bases is because the United States has threatened to destroy their nuclear weapons. Naaman is making absolutely no sense. And if the UN were interested in peace, they'd be saying something about the 8,000 rockets that have been fired unprovoked from the Gaza Strip by a terrorist government into Israel. Again, if you don't begin with the reality of the Middle East, which is a systematic and nationwide attempt or campaign to destroy the state of Israel, that's the first fact. That's the one that Obama doesn't want to look at, and that's the one that Naaman doesn't want to look at, and that's the one that everybody who's on the other side of this issue doesn't want to look at. But that's the reality. And Obama is, he's just running for office. If he gets in, Israel is going to be in a terrible.
Let me ask you this:
the United States
I don't think the world has any choice, based on the IAEA report and based on the actions of the Iranians, based on their stated goal of annihilation. I just think it's gotten to the point, David, where regardless of what President Obama does, unfortunately, Israel is going to have to do this because their very existence is in jeopardy.
That's why the Israeli citizens are kind of scared. I mean, it's a scary situation.
Very scary, because you're talking about people that desire a modern-day Holocaust.
The President of the United States is responsible.
The majority of Israelis don't
Obama
think that
has done
Israel
more
should
to
Iran
Obama has done more to sow the seeds of war in the Middle East than anybody else. He appeased the Iranians. He did not support the democracy revolution there. The whole Middle East is now in flames thanks to Obama.
Whatever happened to that Egyptian democracy that he told us about in the Arab Spring that was now the election of the Muslim Brotherhood?
We intervened in Libya to put al-Qaeda in power on the pretext that there was going to be a massacre. There's massacres all over Syria, and we're not doing anything. Obama has stoked the fires of war throughout his presidency by appeasing America's enemies, which are also Israel's enemies, and by coming down hard on America's friends.
You got the last word, Robert.
The majority of Israelis do not support an Israeli attack on Iran if it is not backed by the United States. This is according to several recent opinion polls.
But why isn't the United States supporting them? That's the point. The United States ought to see the threat to civilization.
You're conflating two things. It's like saying, if you love me...
I'm not conflating two things. I'm saying that this is a real, clear, and present danger. It's a stated goal, and we see that they are in the process, as confirmed by multiple agencies on multiple occasions, of trying to get these weapons with the stated purpose of literally killing and destroying and annihilating the Israeli people. I'm not sure what part of that you don't understand or don't believe or don't... Well, we're out of time. I got to run.
Supporting war doesn't equal supporting Israel.
Well, you don't define war by the absence of conflict when people are fighting proxy wars that are firing rockets into Israeli cities every day.
Israeli bombing of Iran. That is what we're talking about.
That's right. Israel defending itself. That's right. Israel defending itself because they're fighting proxy wars by funding Hezbollah, Hamas, and these other terror groups. And they have been the state sponsor of terror now for many, many years, and you seem to just put your head in the sand. Thank you, David. Thank you, Robert. 800-941-SEAN is our number. I've been